Hi y'all, today is February 6th and I just dropped the boys off by their dad. It's 6:53 p.m. I have a new hobby that I'm adding to my list of other hobbies. For some reason, my hobbies are expensive. So I started ice skating. I bought new ice skates, paid for skating lessons. Now I'm into Legos, which is not cheap. And this is my first adult kit. I've been doing the smaller creator ones with the boys, but this is gonna be my first one. This is the pretty pink flower bouquet. I'm gonna use this to decorate my cubicle. If you are looking for some hobbies, this is another one, build Legos. Another hobby of mine is coloring. I got this amazing set of 120 alcohol markers. I love alcohol markers because they give that seamless look for pictures. I got this whole set for $50 from Marshall's, which was a big steal. I like to call her Patra. So when I'm looking to unwind, I'll color. This one is a fun one I did. I really liked this one. That was fun. I'm working on another one. But yeah, new Lego set on deck. You could unbox it with me. I got this from Walmart. They have the red bouquet of flowers. That one is $10 off right now, which is a good deal. All right, how many bags we got here? 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this should be a relatively easy build. I did create a Lego wish list on Amazon that I'll link below if you'd like to contribute to my Lego habit. It's a whole bunch of different sets of different prices in case you just wanted to say thank you to me of some sort. That would be the way to do it. Money comes and goes, but a Lego set is forever, and I'll definitely shout you out if you do send anything. I do want to talk to you about a self-love journey I've been on and how I actually learned self-love. Not learned, but am learning. This is some chicken and pasta. I have a habit of attracting narcissist and avoidance. My ex was a narcissist. This last one was an avoidant. Something happened that bothered me, and I have the tendency to just catch an attitude but don't say anything and close up my throat chakra. But instead I voiced my concerns in a calm, rational, and adult way. And usually when you voice boundaries, people don't like that, okay? People don't like when you voice boundaries. But I was really proud after that happened. I don't think it would have happened if I didn't start really practicing true self-love. And it's been a week since I've started this technique of combining these two amazing practices, which is somatic healing therapy and gentle reparenting. Since around December, I invested in a coach, and she specializes in femininity and dating. But the course I decided to go with her on is called Soft and Secure, where it allows you to drop more into the body, which I had a bad habit of over-logicizing. I think more than I feel, even though I could cry at the drop of a dime. So what it is about 12 modules that we do weekly. And then every Tuesday we have a 60 to 90 minute meeting call with me and some other girls. And we all talk about our experiences of the week and how we're practicing the module and what life things we've gone through. During module 3, she had somatic practices. And somatic practices, if you don't know, specific exercises that releases trauma within the body. Because trauma, contrary to popular belief, is not stored in the mind, it's actually stored in the body. And you have to do exercises to get the trauma out. So in one of the modules, we had to do one of the practices and I started bawling. I was lucky I was home, because if I did it in the car or something, I would have had to swerve off the road. But I started bawling and I was like, oh wow, this shit really works. This really works. Somatic healing therapy really works. Exercises to release trauma really works. So I started utilizing that more and more, introduced to that from my femininity coach, okay? During that same week, I realized that through Anwar White that I had black mother wounds, which I knew, but I didn't know how much it would affect me as an adult and how my actions are, So he had this lady on called Jennifer Arnice. And Jennifer, she is a black mother wound coach. She had a wonderful interview with Anwar White, and everything she said in that was just like resonating. It hit, because mother wounds are one thing, but Black mother wounds, they're another beast. In the Black community, and particularly for me, the West Indian community, parenting is based off slavery, to be honest. We always in survival mode, much less to give a child anything more than shelter, food, water, school, and church, you know? But that's not enough. So anyways, I found that she had a podcast, Jennifer, right? And she spoke about like the power of reparenting. And I've already known about the power of reparenting. But when I combined the thought of a little girl inside me with somatic therapy, which is touch, coddling, feeling, the hands are delivering the message. I know it is, because it's a lot of times where we just need feeling. And even if it's somebody else or yourself, it eases your emotional regulation. Like your nervous system starts to ease when you touch yourself. So when I realized that, I really started picturing little Colleen inside of me. And when I started to like talk to her, it's okay, baby. Let's not do that. Let's find a way. I believe in you. It's okay. You're gonna do great today, and there's no need to worry. I realized I was giving her, like, she was an entity now. Stay with me. Little Colleen is literally an entity within me. And once I started to picture little Colleen inside of me doing life, I realized I wouldn't let anything happen to her. Like, I don't want anything to happen to little Colleen. Like, she deserves goodness. I think I made my first flower. Oh, it's so cute. Next. But as I went on, yeah, I realized I really had to picture little Colleen. And how old is she? Little Colleen is like 6 years old. She's a sweetheart. And why this changed the game for me is because a lot of times I could never separate my feeling from my thoughts. And because little kids are more feels and adults are more thoughts, I realized that little Colleen is my intuition. She is my feeling. She is my intuition. She is my senses. And Mama, which I like to call myself for her, is the protector, the thought, even the provider, right? She's the logic. Little Colleen is the feeling, Mama is the logic. And with this distinction, I'm able to go inside and make decisions from an intuitive place. And with little Colleen in mind, I can't see myself doing anything to harm her. As soon as something's going on inside of me, I go inside, which was something I wasn't doing before. I wasn't going inside. I was just trying to make the best decision, which there's no best decision for me because I don't have the connection to the intuition like I'm supposed to. I usually override it or overthink it, which led me to in situations where I didn't belong. But now that I'm always checking in before I make a decision or an action, it's made, I almost feel like I'm in easy mode now. This is still something really new to me, but it's really exciting. It's really exciting because I've never checked in on myself as much as I have in this whole week. And now when I think about other things, like situations I would have put myself in, like I would never do that to little Colleen. Like why? That's a hard no. And because I'm protecting her, there's no hemming and hawing, there's no second guessing, there's no turning back. It's like a hard no and move on. I kind of ask her like, oh Colleen, what do you think about this? And she's like, I don't like that. And then I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So when I'm nurturing her, of course I'm gonna benefit because she is me. Because I'm unable to pour into Colleen, me, myself, mainly because I feel almost damaged. Like I can't do the things I deserve for myself, from myself. I will do it for her because us as people pleasers, that's the name, we people please. If I'm pouring into this little girl entity in me and I care so much about how she feels, her well-being, what she wants and what she needs, I'm gonna do so because I would rather pay attention to others than myself. But she's the other, which is attached to me, which means I benefit anyway. Reparenting and somatic therapy has been just wonderfully delicious. And I did end up sharing that testimony on the call because I was just so proud of myself to let go of things that weren't serving little Colleen, hurting her, because she didn't deserve to be disrespected. Not even disrespect, because that's a masculine word. Respect and is a masculine word. Cherish. Cherish is the feminine version of respect. She wasn't being cherished. She wasn't being valued. She wasn't receiving. She wasn't receiving, which the feminine receives. She wasn't receiving the love and affection that she deserved. And so I protected her from somebody I deemed as unfit for my girl. You're not going to date my baby and not treat her like a princess, okay? So far so good, but the build, it's actually quite peaceful while talking to you. But yeah, no, honestly, this is kind of another reason why I've been doing so many hobbies, is because joy. Joy is a part of reparenting. These things make inner little me happy. Like, little Colleen wanted to build Legos. The thing about reparenting, it's not like doing whatever the hell you want to do, because I also check her. Like, little Colleen wanted to make a large purchase, and instead of just coming to my whims, because I felt a lot of anxiety around pressing the submit payment button, right? And I checked in and I was like, why am I feeling this like anxiety before I press submit? And it was because it was an egregious purchase. It was an egregious purchase. And I was like, you know what, baby, let's not do this right now. We're gonna hold off. And she was sad. She was disappointed. I was like, we're gonna hold off because I'm still mama. And I have to teach her. You can't have everything all at once, all the time. Like, you can't. Right now, not now. But it's gentle, you know? I grew up not even asking for things because I knew it would be a no. My daddy, I got all kinds of things, but with my mom, I never asked her for things, you know, and I put her on a budget. I was like, only one Lego set a month, okay? And she understood, and she's trying. When I realized it was this easy to kind of like tap into myself, I truly understood self-care. What I previously viewed self-care as really frivolous, extravagant, grandiose actions to show self-love, self-care. When I started really loving on little Colleen, I was like, oh, like even saying loving on little Colleen, it never fails. Anytime I say I love you, little Colleen, I get chills. It never fails. I'm still getting the chills because I really love her. Like, I love her like I love my kids. Like, I love her. I love her bad. And it's crazy because that means I love me, which is even better. Because the more I protect her, the more I protect me. The more I love her, the more I love me. She is the invitation. One day, the two, big Colleen, little Colleen, 6-year-old Colleen, 10-year-old Colleen, 11-year-old Colleen, 15-year-old Colleen, 18-year-old. One day they'll all step in each other's paths, but right now, hardcore focus on 6-year-old Colleen. See her little face. I have more protective emotions over that little version of me, and it's great. Like, it's just been so satisfying. And then I have been nonstop listening to the Black Mother Wound podcast, which has literally been the best thing I've ever been introduced to in my adult life. Jennifer Arnice, who's also a Scorpio like me, she is warm, real, and she's good at talking to you. Like, not talking at you, but talking to you. And especially the people that are going through what we've been through as far as emotionally unavailable moms, emotionally absent mothers. Her podcasts have been like a hug, and she has taught me pillars on how to reparent properly, how to find joy in life, and what to do if you're tired, not physically, but mentally.
Even though you didn't get it then, it's really important that you get it now. And like, that's why this work is important, because if I can give it to you, it's just as good. So like, I'm really talking to the young girl in you, right? Telling her that she's funny, she's smart, she's creative, she has good ideas, she knows the answer, she asks good questions. And even if you make a mistake, that's still okay. It's still okay. We have to talk about it. As a community, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about our experiences with our mothers. Because you cannot heal what is hidden. Shame can only be dispelled through sharing. Why is it important that we talk about our relationship with our mother? Why is it so important that we speak it? Because There are people telling us that we shouldn't. People telling us that you should just be happy that you have a mother. You know, she was doing her best. You have to honor your mother. Don't be rude. Don't be disrespectful. All of these things. She teaches us how to see ourselves. She teaches us how to experience other people. That's what's so specific is her lack of autonomy and her trauma, and not having autonomy is the ultimate trauma. Not owning the way you see the world, not owning yourself, your experience, that is the trauma. The very specific way that Black women pass that down to their Black daughters is what we always focus on. And I say that because in the Black community, you just don't talk about your mama. You just don't do it. And if you are, it's like treason. It's like you committed the biggest sin you could ever commit in your life. A lot of it has to go with when you look back at the plight of the Black mother in this country. All she's had to do, all she's had to endure, all of the lashes she's taken physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually through chattel slavery. We honor her and we put the mother on a pedestal. But when we put the mother on a pedestal, we actually objectify her and we don't let her be human. We don't let her be tired. We don't let her be scared. We don't let her be confused. And in that actually creates a trauma because then she has to be perfect. Absolve you from that. Any of us from that, because then we turn around and we become parents and nothing can absolve us of that because we don't want to pass that same trauma on to our kids. That's why it's so important that we have this conversation. It's not about making somebody else feel bad. It's not about beating somebody over the head. It is just about being able to own and honor your experience, because once you have autonomy of that, the mother wound can end with you and it doesn't get passed down. Want to, but they don't know how to stop because it's so ingrained and so programmed into them. This is another reason why we have to talk about it, because when we can make ourselves aware, we can start to change the behavior. And when we don't shame ourselves, we can say, okay, I made a mistake. I can apologize. What is a better behavior? How can I adapt? We automatically become better parents. We automatically become better friends. We automatically become better partners because we have done the work to create a better relationship with ourselves. I talk about my story. Somebody comes and says, oh my God, I thought it was just me. I didn't know somebody was having the same experience. And that automatically makes your experience real. And everybody's walking around and nobody else sees the ghost. And then you meet somebody and they see exactly what you see. Automatically, you're not alone. The loneliness that is caused not from just having the mother wound, but from carrying it by yourself, gaslighting yourself continually. And then when you meet someone, or you hear a story that's similar to yours, you're like, oh, I'm not crazy. That shift starts you being able to trust yourself again. You can listen to the pain you have inside, because before you were able to talk about it, you ignored the pain inside. You brushed the pain off. You abandoned the pain. You rejected the idea of the pain. But it's all because you can't believe it's true, because who would do that? How could it be? Because it doesn't make any sense. That's what's so mind-boggling, because you're like, how could somebody you love so much that you didn't do anything to treat you this way? Not realizing it really doesn't have anything to do with you. But you only learn that through sharing, through being in a community, through talking about it and acknowledging it. We want to tell her what she did so she can acknowledge it, because once she acknowledges it and validates it, then it can finally be true. That's the small girl in us still looking to our mother like, well, it's only true if she says it's true. So if she says she didn't do anything wrong, she didn't do anything wrong. But it feels like she did something wrong. So we want to tell her, because if we can get her to admit it, then it can be real. Sis, that's not the way to go. Trying to get her to agree, understand, believe you, acknowledge wrongdoing is not how you heal. Mother wound isn't about the relationship with your mother. The wound is about the relationship you have with yourself.
Guess what? It's 11:20. The whole time I was like, Colleen, it's time to go to bed. You have to go to bed, sweetie. You have to move. So cute. Look at the roses. I was listening to Jennifer the whole time, and my battery's about to die. I had some chicken and a cup of noodles, and then I finished off with some green and dandelion tea with a bit of honey and a splash of apple cider vinegar. Okay, so it's way past my bedtime, but I have to get in my glutathione shot. I've been taking glutathione, which is a powerful antioxidant, for less than a month now. It is an intramuscular shot, and I take it twice a week. It helps cleanse the liver, and that's something I'm concerned about. I do aim to switch up the placement. Last time I did it on this side, but I love doing it on this arm. I always have to kind of psych myself up to do these, but it's well worth it. And it actually has made my skin incredibly clear. It's some of the clearest skin I've had since taking this. One thing it does do, which I'm nervous about, is it affects melanin production. How I learned to do it is find that shoulder muscle, 2 fingers down, and then the area right there into the muscle. I need to be as lax as possible. Oh, I aim to jab it, but I can never quite jab it. All right. Oh, it is an intramuscular shot, so it's going into the muscle, so it usually is one of the more painful ones. But this is for my health. I like to dispose of my syringes inside this old TheraBreath, inside this old mouthwash bottle. And that's it. I'm going to, since I didn't wear makeup or go anywhere today, just using micellar water to clean my face. If my face doesn't need soap, I'm not going to use soap on it because I'm doing my best to take care of my skin barrier. I don't want to unnecessarily use detergents on it, but I do like to keep it clean. And micellar water is lovely for that. No matter how much I clean my neck, it is just like always has dirt on it. Like, what is that about? What is that about? Like, why are necks collecting so much dirt? All right, I have work in the morning. Oh, I'm going into the office in the morning. Tomorrow is Friday. We're having Spirit Week at work, so tomorrow is all black. I also want to go ice skating tomorrow because on Fridays they have like skate night, and I really need to practice how to stop. So, and that's at 7 p.m. So I'm gonna take little Colleen to go ice skate. Ice skating is like one of the most freeing feelings in the world. I can't wait to like learn to skate backwards. Like, oh, that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. If you wanna get little Colleen a new Lego set, or even the boys, I will leave the Amazon gift link down below. And you'll make me really happy. It will make me like really happy. So I will talk to you soon.